What a badass this woman is.
Yep.
God, I am happy to see her. It has been too long. I don't think people understand how hard her job is fighting for information in the sewer of football, and everybody wants to stop her and get out of here. We don't want to help you. And she left ESPN, Stugotz. Like, I've admired Dianna for a long time, but the move she just made, NFL insider for The Athletic, to leave the comfort of the corporate entity to bet on herself, her information, and her ability to do this job.
Standing up.
Great job,
A
Dianna.
standing
Dianna.
ovation.
My God. Sit down, you whack job.
It seems like this week was unpleasant for you, Dianna, and it's nice to see you, but you reported something, and I feel like Aaron Rodgers thinks that you represent and we represent parasites who go to ruin Zach Wilson for our entertainment because the information's valuable. The truth is valuable. A lot of giant contracts these days where the information is. Dianna is paid to go get it. She's really good at it. It's really hard to get. So you report Zach Wilson reluctant to play, and everyone calls you a liar, and you mess up the Jets, and then Aaron Rodgers goes on ESPN and makes more news out of it.
The Jets have messed up the Jets.
Yeah, but then what happens next is my friend gets swallowed, and it becomes turbulent and awful. So what's your week been like? And thank you for being with us. I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the intro. I don't get embarrassed much. You guys have known me a long time. I'm like horrified hearing any of that, but thank you for all the support and love. And I never even thought of it the way you described it. So The Athletic has been tremendous. I wish I spoke with you, Dan, before I took the job as a writer. No one told me it will be the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. Writing is really challenging, but really rewarding as well. And this is probably a really simple, basic statement, but I'm really happy. I love what I'm doing now. And it took me 40 years to be able to really feel that and say that and express it. So it's really been a great 3 months already at The Athletic. But as for my week is trash. It's horrendous. I live in the New York market, so I'm in the vortex of it all. So I get to hear it. And then also hear from Jets fans when I drop my kids off at daycare. And look, when you've been doing this a long time and you've become a credible person covering the league, you hope that because of all the past stories you've done, you've built this trust with the audience and with the fans. But I realized over the last few days, it's not that they don't believe the report is accurate. They know the report is accurate. The story is just unbelievable. And I think that's where issue...
Is it though? Is it unbelievable?
A guy not wanting to play quarterback for his team?
For that team. For that, look, I think the Jets have reached the breaking point.
Zach Wilson.
They're the Jets. They've been bad longer than he's been bad. Like, that Zach Wilson wouldn't trust that organization to not get him decapitated? Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that I've been, I've had tons of conversations since the story broke, but also even before we put the story out. And I wasn't getting a lot of, what do you mean he doesn't want to play? I mean, from some of the old school football people that I talked to, yeah, of course. It's like, no, he's going to play. Like, he'll figure it out. I was getting a lot of, why would he? Of course he's not going to want to go out there and play. So I think Zach Wilson, no matter how you look at it, has just been put through the ringer this year with the Jets. And his entire career in New York has been really hard. And, when you hear Aaron Rodgers go on TV talk about why anyone would want to share that about Zach, and then, of course, why would the media, and he obviously pointed me out, why would I ever feel okay and comfortable putting out a story about a player when it makes them look so bad? Unfortunately, it's just my job to uncover the story and uncover the news. And when the number 2 overall pick doesn't want to play or is hesitant or reluctant, whatever word the Jets want us to say or are comfortable with the world knowing about at this point, that's a story to me. it's a story. I feel bad for Zach. You guys know me. I have a heart. I'm not this like cold, mean witch that just wants to piss on the Jets organization. That's not my nature. But this is a story. And here they are now consumed with it. And they're off to face the Texans, CJ Stroud, and a really good number 2 overall pick.
You don't have to apologize. You shouldn't apologize. You don't have to explain what it is that you do and the job that you do. You do it well. But I am wondering, because you mentioned Jet fans are getting after you. What have you heard from Jet fans? I want to hear some of this.
I don't think you do.
I hope you get hit by a car. There's been a lot of traffic outside of my house. I don't know if it's Jets fans, but it seems very busy. I think people are just, they want to blame someone, and I understand it. But at the end of the day, if I was a fan and there was reporters, Zach Rosenblatt from The Athletic and me covering a team and being able to share everything that's happening and giving you the truth, I don't know. I would appreciate it. But this isn't like me. I'm not coming on here, guys, talking to you like, oh, I feel bad for me. My life's so hard. People are so mean to me. The best part about reporting the truth is you're actually indifferent about it. I'm working on 2 other stories now. Like I've moved past it. Because I feel I stand by my reporting on it. I know all the people I talk to. Aaron Rodgers knows I know. Zach Wilson knows I know. Robert Saleh knows I know. Every person there knows I know. And it was up to them to deflect it. And I also understand why they did that as well.
Dianna, I subscribe to Any Pub is Good Pub. And this feels like a great week for you.
Agreed.
I mean,
yes.
I can only imagine how many views your tweets have got.
I'd go the other
week.
way on that. I would say that this is one of the most horrible weeks of her life. work life, just because of how unpleasant this stuff can get.
Yeah, well, the problem is I have other stories out there that I've been writing and working on, and I published a story. My first cover story for The Athletic was on the Carolina Panthers and the dysfunction in that organization. And I worked with my colleague Joe Persons on it, and we spent so much time talking to over 24 sources on this story to describe what's going on there. So I had the Jet story Monday, the Panthers story Tuesday, and I reported also that Roger Goodell doesn't like the tush push. And then the NFL came out yesterday and said, well, actually, Rodgers never really publicly expressed his opinion about it. So I'm like 3 for 3 this week. I'm feeling like I'm out here reporting truth and nobody wants to own it. But this is the job. And eventually, Dan, as you know, it all always comes out. So I'm now sitting in this spot where I'm just like, someone just own it. So until then, I look forward to, and I hope you guys follow along when all 3 of these stories come out. Eventually the truth does, and you can say, but no one ever remembers that part, right?
But if you had to choose one, good week or bad week, you can only choose one. I know it's got nuance. Good week or bad week?
It was a great week. I love telling stories. I love getting information. I love sharing. I'm close to getting a divorce. Like my husband is so over it because I think what part of the job is, you guys know that people don't get is, it's not like you get a scoop, you get like a text message from someone, you put it out, and then then you go out to dinner with your family. That's not how it works. It's an all day thing. So I took a call the other night at 11:30. I was in bed and I'm whispering to this source of mine while my husband is kicking me under the sheets, because he's basically saying like, enough. And also I'm trying to sleep. I have a job. Our kids are getting up in a few hours. So there's just like a human element to the collection of information as well that I'm balancing. And I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And
that's chaos.
Crazy.
That's all chaos.
But that's reporting, whispering to a source in the middle of the night.
But people are impressed by what Woj and Schefter do, and it doesn't feel like that. It's not a 2 and a 1-year-old hanging from your ears while you talk to God knows who at 11:30 and your husband's kicking you.
Children know. It's almost like the higher ranked source it is, the louder their scream is. It's like, if it's an owner, Michael, my 2-year-old, that's when he decides he wants to scream on top of his lungs, "Oh, Christmas tree." Or yesterday, I don't know why he's in this phase where he likes to, his daycare teacher is Hispanic, so he loves to speak Spanish. So he's screaming "Hola" at the top of his lungs yesterday. And I'm like, okay, like we're not in little Havana. We'll do this later, but mommy needs to talk to this person because this is gigantic. So they don't care. All they want to do is eat their pizza and watch Paw Patrol and unfortunately and my husband and I talk about this all the time. For whatever reason, everything breaks in the witching hour, and all those parents know out there that have young kids. There's this witching hour between 4 and 7 where kids just lose their goddamn minds, and that's when everyone decides they want to call me and tell me their story.
Do you have any fear that one of your children's first words will be Zach Wilson or the Jets?
No, my fear is what my son did the other day, which he took my phone and charged. So you know how in Apple Pay you can charge people and give them money and ask them for money? They charged a very, very respected general manager in the NFL $50. At 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's great.
Ethics violation there.
In which that GM, and this is why I will fight for this GM to the day I die, wrote back to me, "Hey, is everything okay? Do you need money?" And I'm
What did Belichick say? I mean,
is everything okay? He's gonna fall for a scam and Venmo you $50 because he thinks someone's abducted you at 5 o'clock in the morning.
first thought was like, whatever you need, Di. Like, I didn't know it was that bad. Like, you checked on a roster move I made the other day. We went, like, the last text I sent him was, "Do you think you'll probably wind up cutting this guy?" And then, like, 3 days later, it's a $50 charge at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's hard. And I said, "So sorry, that was Mikey." And he's like, but he wrote back. He's like, "Is he all right?" I'm like, "He's fine. He's 2. He doesn't use it now."
he's just pushing buttons.
I am thrilled for her. I urge you to follow what she's doing at The Athletic. And just because, like, I imagine perhaps, Dianna, you look at what's happening around here and it looks to you like it's not actually falling apart because of the contrivances of television. Behind you, you have a very credible thing here as you've left ESPN NFL Insider for The Athletic. But that purple thing that you're sitting in front of, if you were to pull that down, what would that reveal to us about the professional surroundings around you as you've left ESPN and embarked on your own new journey of getting information?
Please be in a closet. Please
having
be in a
to be on
closet.
television.
It's new journey, old journey. Remember, this is what I used to do.
Nice.
There it is.
I'm literally hiding my old life. I've moved on completely. This is me.
Look at her.
That's great.
Next time someone checks in on me, just send them a picture of this. I'm doing well. How's balancing being a full-time insider with 2 under 2? How's your marriage? Do you have any friends?